Hello VC, hello guys, hope everybody's fine. One more vinyl update by me. I've got plenty of records to show you, and yeah, summer is almost over. Well, I'm living in Greece, even in September it's considering like a summer month, but preparations for the new beginning of the season and maybe the end of the Olympics or no, just I get the feeling that summertime is getting over, and I'm in a strange mood actually because I'm ordering lots of records as always, but I'm not that able to listen to music from long periods of times. Let's say I can't listen to music for more than an hour per day, and I'm wondering if that ever happens to you. I don't know if it's because of my music related record store job, but well, by the way, the shop was closed, or it's about the weather. But sometimes I'm just, I still have the need to collect and browse for new records and try to discover something new and interesting to buy. But when the record arrives here, I'm not in the mood to listen almost to anything. Well, not anything, but I'm listening to much more or less records than I used to do in the last months. That's the basic reason that I'm not doing regular videos. It's not because I don't have the records, but I always want to share with you my thoughts on a specific record. Anyway, that's the news. By the way, end of September I will be in Berlin. So, German guys, VC guys, or if anybody will be in Berlin, I'm going to visit the record fair that Discogs is doing in Europe. So if you know anything about it or you want to, meet there, just send me a message and we will arrange it. First record, something that I received from a Greek seller. I bought a couple of records by him. I love Yusef Latif, and this is the complete Yusef Latif out on Atlantic. This is a reissue, it's not an original, but I just bought it because of Yusef Latif, great flute and music. It's a good record. It's a nice record, highly recommend it. Not my favorite Yusef Latif record, but still a good listen. I've got plenty of records like Brazilian and jazz and even a soundtrack. I will show you the soundtrack today. Uh, yeah, let me continue. I'm not gonna say reissue of the year, but it was a holy grail of mine, like everybody's holy grail, and the Avalanches, Since I Left You, double LP, released on, was it the early 2000 or end of the 90s, 2000 maybe. This is a great record. Since I Left You was a big hit on this one, and this thing was very expensive before this reissue, and I was very excited to have this in my collection. I don't think that I need to needle drop you this because it's a must have, and everybody is familiar more or less with it. In case that you don't, Avalanche Since I Left You. This thing just reissued like a couple of weeks or something. Great LP. And by the way, I also bought the deluxe version of new album by the Avalanches, which by the way, I was very satisfied with it. This is the deluxe version. please go for the deluxe version. It's not a big difference on money, and the packaging here it's amazing. Like, look at it. Like 1 square meter of pressing vinyl with pressed inner sleeves. This is a double LP, and really enjoyed this thing. I think that I have to needle drop you some of this album. Hope the police will not bust me for doing this. Yeah, musically it's more or less the same with the previous album. Lots of samples that they're using to create this record, and there are some killer songs on it. All of their songs are cool. Overall, it's a great album, out on XL Records, and yeah, let me give you a small taste. It's this happiness, some hip hop, but just on this track. I think this is the first single of the album. They are sampling some calypso sounds. Avalanches is more like happiness. Please check this album out. It's a new release. Just in case that you missed this, I believe that is one of the comebacks of 2016 so far, and the packaging on this thing is really great, really great. Totally worth it to go for the deluxe version with the double gatefold on this thing. Avalanches, Wildflower. Very heavy pressing. Very satisfied with this record. Now I will continue with the soundtrack that I told you before. It's something that it's still sealed. The only reason that I'm gonna show you this without me having listened to it is that I guess that you have to be kind of fast to grab a copy. Out on Milan Records, usually they're doing pricey soundtracks. This is not that pricey. It's not a cheapo either, but compared to their, normal price that they're usually pricing their stuff, it's affordable. It's the soundtrack from Old Boy, the Chinese movie, one of my favorite movies, Park Chan-wook. And the music is by the composer Cho Young-kook. This is a great listen. Still sealed, and I think it's pressed on a beautiful. Is it two versions? One vinyl is crystal clear, and the other is red. I think so. Be fast on this if you like soundtracks. And I don't know if you saw the movie Stranger Things. There's gonna be also a vinyl reissue, not a reissue, a vinyl release of the soundtrack. Drive soundtrack will get a reissue in September. Yeah. I'm not sure if I showed you this in my last video. I think no, because I just showed you a release by the label, but not this particular one. Napoleon Cherry, Walk Alone. This thing is reissued again. They're pressing more and more copies because it was kind of pricey some months ago. Typical sound of Music from Memory label, but this time Napoleon Cherry is more like in this 80s synth kind of thing. Let me give you some needle drops. It's a good album. I think it's my favorite Music from Memory album, personal opinion. are some tracks with vocals too. But if you like what you're hearing, this whole thing is a good LP really. That has to be in your record collection. I was on a beach enjoying myself last week, and I just accidentally checking some records on eBay, and then I bid for something which I bid it cheaply, and I totally forget it, and then I found out that I won the end of the day, and the record is here, and I'm very very happy for having this Japanese pressing, King pressing of Art Blakey's and the Jazz Messenger Moaning record, which is a masterpiece and a Blue Note classic. Yeah, killer of a record, it's well known. Just want to tell you that I've got this Japanese pressing, and I've got a decent amount of Japanese Blue Notes lately, and I'm very happy. I just want to share with you that the King pressings sound so good, so good. I'm not the ideal guy to compare it with the Music Matters reissue on Blue Note, but if you want to go in a reasonable price, but it sounds good, King pressings, I think is the best Japanese ones, better than the Toshiba ones, and yeah, these things sounded great in my speakers. I also found this compilation on Discogs, which is gonna be pricey very soon, but yeah, it's a very nice compilation. Funky Chicken, that's some Belgian recordings from the 70s. This is the part 1 of the series. It's a double LP gatefold compilation. Great funky tunes on it. I don't know if you're a fan of compilations, but if you are, or if you just buying some compilations, this is one that you definitely need to check. Contains great and well-known songs by the Chakachas, stories, and yeah, lots of things here. Nico Gomez, Black Blood, Placebo. I mean, check out the track list, pause the video if you want. It's a fantastic compilation. I'm not gonna needle drop you this because it will be I will need much time to do it. It's compilations are always hard to needle drop. Yeah, one jazz record, but I also bought from this Greek seller. It was cheap, but I love Kenny Dorham and contracts, the jazz contrasts. Sorry, record. Somebody have shown this. I'm not sure. I also comment on his video, and that's the reason that I did a Discog search, and this is a great record because it's one of those jazz recordings that you can hear harp, and I'm a big fan of the harp. I also love Kenny Dorham, so I bought it blindly, and I didn't regret it. Out on Riverside, this is a late reissue, but it's a very very good, highly recommended jazz record with some harp on it. Now, a new release that you need to be fast, especially for those blue colored vinyl. I'm not sure if they're gonna do more of them, or the next reprint, let's say, is gonna be on regular black vinyl, but this is one of the best soul albums of 2016 for sure. It's Durand Jones and the Indications. Thumbs up for the pressing, the gatefold, the design of this thing, the feel of the record is matte, it's heavy. The pressing is very good, and yeah, new releases and reissues must be on this quality. That's the reason we are buying vinyl, and that's the reason that the records are new releases are so overpriced at the moment. This is released on this blue vinyl, and you need to be familiar with this record if you are a fan of soul music, because Durand Jones kinda remind me of Charles Bradley. His voice is a little bit different, but yeah, it's if you want to buy some soul new releases, this is the one to go. Some needle drops for you. And it's not that you have only a couple of good tracks, all of the tracks, I think there are 8 tracks, yeah, 8 tracks on this EP. All of them are good. Killer stuff, and the background music, you know, the music, not the voice, is the reason that this record reminds me of Charles Bradley once. Highly recommended new release, guys, if you are into soul. This is something that you have to check out if you don't know it yet. Some more. I bought this Polysome Brazilian reissue. Zards Macale Contrasts. Yeah, and like all the Polysome reissues, they're doing an okay job. They're kind of pricey, but that's the reason. But the reason is that the originals are extremely pricey. So even by spending money for a pricey record, it's totally worth it. This is a strange Brazilian record. I need more time to digest it. It's a good one. It's a very good one. Let me give you some needle drops, but some tracks are not some tracks. All tracks are different than the other. So be careful.
Existe muito fracasso dentro do Largo da Glória. Analisando essa história, cada vez mais me embaraço e fazer álbum de fotografias pra depois queimar. Pensa agora só em mim, quando sopra o vento frio e o inverno gela o jardim. What did I hear, baby? To be so black and blue and the I'm white inside, but I don't have.
I need some time to. I need to spend some more time with this record. To be honest, to tell you if I really like it, if it is crazy dope or something. But for sure, the originals are extremely expensive. This is the Polysome reissues, which actually they are doing a good job lately with their reissues. There are lots of Polysome titles coming out So if you want to buy a Brazilian original, and yeah, check what they're releasing. Now, three more records and I will stop the video because I don't want to be that huge. They're all gonna be Brazilian and Latin. Yeah, I'm gonna start with this Brazilian original out on Philips, Baden Powell, Saudade. Man, this is crazy Brazilian stuff. I'm gonna play you a couple of tunes from here. Baden Powell is a Brazilian guitarist out on Philips. You know, guitar-based bossa nova. And some tracks with some vocals, some tracks more relaxing like this one, but overall is a great killer record. I really like Baden Powell's guitar playing, like this one. Saudade by Baden Powell, original pressing. Trying to be fast, two more records, one Latin, actually two Latin records. But this Latin record, it's a reissue, but it is a killer record. Orchestra Harlow. The release is called El Exigente out on Fania Records. Love the cover here, and if you are a fan of Latin music in general, this is something that you need to buy it. Their reissues are extremely cheap, very reasonable priced. Yeah, I mean, Latin music in its best. One more needle drop. Killer stuff. First side of this LP is on Spanish, and the second side is on English. They're playing Latin music, but they're singing on English. But it's a killer release on Fania Records, a great record label for Latin music. And the last one, something that I picked some months ago, but I'm always, you know, like most of my records, I'm not showing them to you. This is Dave Pike's Peligroso. I think that this is his latest release, released a couple of years ago. Released in 2000. But yeah, I mean, Dave Pike, great vibraphonist. Out on Kubop, yeah. It's a decent release. Not best Dave Pike's album, but it's not bad either. It's pretty good actually. Listen to it. Cocktail, Latin, cosmopolitan with some jazzy flavors. It's not that that I'm telling you to, go online and buy immediately this record, but if you find it in front of you, reasonably priced, it's not expensive and it's a good release. Good release. Dave Pikes, Peligroso. 25 minutes. I've got much more to show you, but I think I will stop the video. Let me just... I will stop the video here and I will do the next one. Guys, nice to see you again, and please tell me your opinions. Not really in a mood of listening to lots of music. Maybe I need to place my system somewhere else in the house. Maybe I just need to take some time off, but I'm just listening like one record per day, and I don't know, I have the need to buy a lot, but I don't have the need to listen a lot. Strange thing. First time that is happening to me. If you are experienced on this, please comment below. Nice to hear you. To see you, not to hear you. You are hearing me and seeing me. Cheers, vinyl community.